I wrote a piece about the countercultural endurance of the roll neck on Substack and why it remains the uniform of the modern intellectual. And I found the roll neck's history really fascinating because it's one of those rare garments that occupies this middle ground between mainstream and underground. And it's never been trendy per se, but rather it's one of those enduring closet staples. In 15th century feudal Europe, the roll neck initially was invented as a practical solution as protective knitwear for both laborers and soldiers. By the 18th century, it entered the realm of the wealthy as polo players liked it for its warmth and its freedom of movement. You would expect, at this point, the roll neck could have become a status symbol of wealth as it became further ingrained with the rich, but instead it began drifting towards society's margins, because by the 20th century, the shirt and tie had become more favored by the wealthy merchant class who saw this way of dress as a signal of political and economic compliance. And therefore, the roll neck became a favorite of writers, philosophers, artists, and political thinkers who saw it as an alternative to the establishment's dress codes. Beatniks, in particular, embraced it as a statement of rejection of post-war conformity, and by the late 20th and early 21st century, the roll neck was adapted by tastemakers like Audrey Hepburn, Andy Warhol, and Steve Jobs, and became much more widely available on the high street. Modern interpretations, particularly in the form of the gauge knit, make the roll neck more structural in pieces such as thermals, with additional applications in the realm of tailoring. Now for me, as a self-proclaimed minimalist eyewear designer, it holds particular resonance because of how I see it pairing with structural eyewear, and often I am inspired and dress myself with this combination. Case in point. The elimination of lapels, collars, and patterns creates a clear and uninterrupted vision below the face, which removes noise and creates a higher focus level, which forces the viewer's eye to instinctively travel upwards. The relationship, though, is not merely aesthetic. I believe it's philosophical too. Roll necks and eyewear alike prioritize form, intent, and minimalism. Neither relies on trend or establishment to signal good taste. Instead, they both communicate confidence via reduction, and together they compose a modern uniform for those who understand style isn't about excess but rather coherence. And in a world of increasing novelty, the roll neck and classic eyewear's endurance continue to make both feel like radical choices, attracting those who eschew the mainstream and aren't afraid of anti-trend.